cakes, apple pancakes, pancakes with apples, pick one. This is what I'm making today. This recipe comes straight from my childhood. My grandparents used to make it for dinner. Yes, for dinner, not for breakfast. Imagine that. In Poland, where I grew up, we actually would make this type of pancakes for second course for dinner. That usually meant you had soup for the first one, and that also usually meant that you didn't have much time to prepare a wholesome meal. So it was a shortcut. And I transformed this recipe into a healthy, high-protein meal. So what you are about to see is actually oat pancakes with apples. Unlike my grandpa's recipe, this one will not contain any flour, any butter or oil, or sugar. Each pancake has only 78 calories with whopping 5 grams of protein. And out of the recipe, you should get about 9 pancakes. This came out so amazing that if I just tried it and without knowing that actually this doesn't have flour and butter and oil and sugar, I would never know. That's how amazing they are. So I'm very excited to share the recipe with you right now. And things to keep in mind, I'm gonna use a no sugar, I think sweetener, some kind of sweetener, sweetened vanilla yogurt. So if you do not like sweeteners, you can also make some swaps. Like maybe you don't care about this low calorie, maybe you want to have some sugar. Use just regular vanilla yogurt. And let's say maybe you don't want that sugar and you don't want the sweetener. Use low-fat Greek yogurt for that, or low-fat just regular yogurt. Cooking, baking, it's really about playing and about making something that you absolutely enjoy and agree with. The agreeable part is extremely important because we all have our ideas what healthy food is and what's not. So feel free to make this food your own, how you perceive your health. So we're gonna need eggs, yogurt, oats, and I'm gonna make a sauce out of strawberries. So frozen or fresh, whichever you like. Lemon zest is a must, it's really delicious with it. And apples. So apples come with different shapes and sizes. I have here 3 very small apples, but if I have a large one, I use 1 or 2 medium. So be aware of that. And baking powder, of course. We want the pancakes to grow a bit. So we're gonna start with the strawberries first on a small burner so they don't go too fast. And I roughly chop them, as you could see right here. So they're gonna, when they start falling apart, it's gonna be much better. And to that, I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of the monk fruit sweetener. It's my favorite one. It's right here, like this. You can use any sweetener you like, or if you don't like sweeteners, go ahead and use sugar. Just make sure you account for the extra calories that you're gonna be adding to it. I'm adding here about 2 tablespoons. So when the sauce thickens, when it cooks longer, it's gonna thicken and it's gonna become very, very sweet. And look what's happening here. We stop paying attention and it's going crazy. If it goes like this, reduce the heat, let it come down. It's not ready yet, it's still too liquidy. Let's just check it out so you can see it closer. See, and let it be bubbly like this, right? Like that. See the bubbles? That is perfect. And you know when it's ready, when the bubbles get thicker and thicker, and that reduces. And that's when it gets the best sweetness. See how nice and thick it is? It's almost like preserved, like. And because we cooked it so long, now it's gonna be very, very sweet. Grind the oats. You can also buy oat flour, but this way is way cheaper. Prepare apples. Since they come in different shapes and sizes, the amount of apples will vary. If it is a big apple like this one, 8 to 9 ounces, use just one. If you are using smaller apples, use as many as you will need to get at least 8 ounces from them. Peel. And if you like bigger pieces in your cakes, remove the core and using a slicer, slice them very thinly, or thicker if you prefer. If you prefer smaller apple pieces and more shapely pancakes, grate them with a grater just like this one. Either way, they will taste great. Crack 2 large eggs into a large bowl. You can also use egg whites only for even lower calorie and higher protein option. Add sugar-free vanilla yogurt, zest half of a lemon, one teaspoon of vanilla extract, and mix it all together to a smooth batter. Oats with baking powder, and mix it all together again. Sliced apples, and mix it all. Or grated apples. We are going to start preparing the apple cakes by preheating a large non-stick pan. So the best is non-stick because you really don't have to use any butter. I mean, no butter, no calories, and it's gonna brown and be perfect. If you'd like to use butter for flavor, go ahead. It's not gonna hurt, just make sure you account for the extra calories. So I'm gonna show you how I use, if I was to use butter, this is how I would do it to save as many calories as I possibly can. I'm gonna grab a stick of butter, put it on the pan, and just do like so. That usually uses, I already checked. Yes, I did check. It's about 1 gram to 2 grams of butter, which is very, very little. And now we are ready for the cakes. They're not gonna be perfect because they have apples in them, but this is how you're gonna spread them apart. You wanna flatten them a little bit so they can cook in reasonable amount of time. Oops, come back. Yeah, this one doesn't want to be a part of the family. A little bit more here. So some of them look better than the others, but I'm pretty sure all of them will be tasting great. All right, make sure that the flame is not too high because they're gonna burn before they even cook, and we don't want that. And let's check, making sure we're not burning them. Yeah, they ready to be flipped. Boom. And now let me show you how we're gonna do it the same way with the grated apples. And they definitely gonna look even more perfect. Same drill, either butter or not butter, however you prefer. And promise me, they won't stick. If you have a non-stick pan that you didn't burn, they will not stick. And fry them 2, maybe 3 minutes per side. Look at the little bubbles, I'm not sure if you can see it. And also all the edges, when they start being a little bit set, like you don't see the raw butter on the edges, they're ready to flip. That means like the edges dried up a little bit. And look how perfect they look. I am definitely very, very proud of them. Look at this perfection. You would not even tell these are some low-calorie, high-protein pancakes with oats, with no butter, with no oil, and no sugar. Crazy. So let's take a quick look at the texture. So these are the ones, the first batch that the apples were sliced. So this is how they look. And if you don't care for this texture, make sure you did the other one, the grated ones. And this is my perfect, delicious, sugar-free strawberry preserves. Let's dress it up with some syrup. Sugar-free, of course, in my house. And a dollop of Greek yogurt. So let's just have a try. Oh yeah, look at the apples. Look at this perfect bite. And this is how you see, like if you ever wonder about the doneness on the side, see, it looks like a cooked dough. Nothing is raw. Perfect. So good. You know that lemon zest, it makes such a big difference. I dare you to try it with and without it, and you tell me in the comments below if you tasted this such a huge difference as well. What's interesting is that the apples are not like falling apart. They still hold their texture and their shape. At the same time, they're very soft and sweet. Really good. And that yogurt adds extra protein, and that creaminess, flavor, perfect. Make sure you try both of them and tell me what you think in the comments below. And make sure you watch these 2 videos, and I will see you on the next one.